Alrighty, this darling angel right here in the picture you see was an inebriated damsel in distress, and some good old white knight feminist ally came to save the day. But we're gonna find out what happened to him, being that feminist ally and making sure a woman who was drunk and or high or whatever, popping mollies, who knows, doing E whatnot, I don't know. He tried to make sure she got home safe, and we're gonna see why there won't be too many future uh, feminist ally males, you know, saving these inebriated damsels in
Oh,
distress.
all right. He thought he was doing a good deed by helping a woman stranded along the side of the road. Instead, the Good Samaritan became a victim. John of Export was driving his truck along Merrill Road, William, Pennsylvania Highway on July 28th, sometime after midnight. He spotted what he thought was a damsel in distress, a blonde-haired woman standing on an embankment by Watson Chevrolet. According to the criminal complaint, that young woman you see right there in the picture, Heidi Isabella Corey, was visibly drunk and upset. She told John that her boyfriend had taken away the car, keys, and she needed a ride home, police says. Police believe that Corey had been drinking at the Road Hot Lounge across the road. John offered to take Corey home in Delmont, but first stopped for gas. And while he was pumping gas, she was robbing his ass. John returned to his car in his truck, and the accounts was open in a bank bag that contained checks and cash, about $253 gone. Corey allegedly left just $3 behind. At least he looked out for that man, let him get some gas. But he had a truck, so that probably wouldn't even give him a gallon. Alrighty,
Oh,
what made me want to do this story a while back I was reading. Oh yeah, I was gonna have her Facebook page because before I went to work last night, her Facebook page was still up, but I guess she took it down or someone took it down. She got arrested, so apparently they must have took her Facebook page down because it's not up. And I was gonna, have those pictures from her page cycling while we did this conversation, but she took it down already, or whoever, or police, who knows, I don't know. But what made me start when to cover the story is this idea that on one hand you have the feminists saying that how a man can be an ally, where basically women who are inebriated or high or whatever, or lack personal responsibility, can't take care of themselves, they go out and get popped, and then it's like even their own friends who came there with them didn't make it their business to make sure that they got home safe, or if nothing happened to her. But you're a random stranger, you don't even know this chick, and yet you're supposed to make sure she makes it home safe. And I guess this is one of those stories why a lot of those things aren't going to be happening no more. I guess the whole red pill Republican thing, where dudes are just on this, I'll protect my family, my friends, my woman, what have you, people I know, people acquaintances, but this idea of risking your life for random people. What Another reason why I wanted to do this article, though, or cover this story, is because a couple months back I read an article, and the context was about black men and black women. It was like, do black women feel protected? And and then the guy was giving his 3-point bulletin on how you should go financially, emotionally, and physically, like risking your life for random strange women that you don't know. And I was going to address that a while back, but I didn't do it yet because it's kind of long, and I'm going to do it each point by point. And I guess in this conversation, though, it's not a black thing. It's just going to be a universal response. Like situations like what happened in the stories are as part of the reasons why men just aren't about that life. Like they thought they were. He apparently thought he was doing the right thing. Being that ally, right? And he paid for it. Personally, like I don't even like being around drunk people or high people, people who do drugs and all that. It's just I don't like being around them when they start acting weird. So off the bat, if I see somebody like that, I'm definitely not stopping to help. Like I've had this actually happen to me before, where a chick was popped, talking about giving some long story like I left my wallet at home, and I can't get the cab. Could you take me? Insert a side of town that's not where nowhere near we were at, and in a neighborhood that not a lot of people look like me live over there. And I'm like, no. No. Like, first of all, you're drunk. I mean, it's not even me worried about getting anything popping off. It was more just I don't trust you, right? And I don't know you, so no. You know, this chick begged me for the whole, like I walk into a 7-Eleven, she's begging me outside, standing there. I get in my car and leave like the whole time, like, yo, like, do you not, no means no, like, leave me alone. Like, that's how it is out there now. Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what can happen. I remember this black chick, I grew up with her daughter, black lady, and one day, because there's only two ways to get to my side of town, like, and it's one bridge, and like, if you're on either side of the bridge, you know that the person's going that way. And then one day, she taps on my window in the back. I'm stopped at a light, about to go home, and she goes, "You going to cross the bridge?" Obviously, you know I am. It's the only way to get back home. And before I could even say, she was like, "Want to ride?" And before I could even say no, she's trying to get in my car. And I'm like, "Yo, uh, get in the back seat." And it's like, as soon as we cross the bridge, we gotta get out. Like, I'm not taking you to your house or anywhere like that. As soon as we cross the bridge. But the only reason why I didn't spaz out is because I knew who she was, though. Like, I grew up with her daughter. But the chick was still a fiend, and she was a shady female. She tried to pull that again one day, coming the other way. I was about to go get some food, and I was just like, no. And I kept driving off, and I come back, and she's talking to the cops. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, that just don't look right. Like, I know she's probably selling it, vagina or something like that. Like, I definitely know she's out there. I know she's a fiend and all that. But I'm just saying, like, you don't know what can happen. You don't know what they can leave in your car when they get out. Anything like that. That's what I'm saying. And then, especially if they see you letting that person out your car, and they know it's a fiend, or they know she's a damn prostitute or whatever, you know, it's not a good look. Yeah. I mean, you can just look at the news and see all the stories. I remember when I was in high school, a big story was happening where a dude, went home. This girl got him to go back to the house, and it was like two girls, and like he gets there, it's like five, four other dudes, and they did what did they do? If you remember the movie In Too Deep, what LL Cool J did to his boy, that was, I think he made a pass at his wife. What he did with the pool table and all that, they did that to that kid, and they burnt him and all that. But I'm saying, it's like, chicks is crazy, yo. Like, they will set you up, they will play you. That's one thing that's odd too, is when you hear conversations from the feminists about, being that ally, like risking your life for some random female. When cops go to domestic abuse calls, right, there are times when, they're trying to beat the dude up, off the bat, and apprehend him, and then their back is turned to the female, and she comes and she does something to them. So it's like, if that happens to police, what the hell are you gonna do? If you're interjecting yourself in certain situations. Um, we live in a different world, and females aren't on that 1950 model of damsel in distress. Some chicks will set you up. They will try to play you. They will put you in a bad situation. And is it messed up? It is what it is. Like, you have to be, as an individual, on point. You have to, discern the situation and see, is this worth it or not. And definitely a drunk chick is definitely not worth it. Off the bat, like, she's already showing you how irresponsible she is. She's already messed up in the head. She's that irresponsible that she lets herself be put in a situation where something bad could have happened to her. You know, I wouldn't deal with it. But that's my video. Like, be safe out there. Be selective in who you trying to save, because she might be setting you up.
Deed by helping a woman stranded along the road, giving her a ride, and instead that Good Samaritan became the victim. Mary Robb Jackson is live with more on what happened. New at 5. Mary Robb.
Hi there, Kimber. As far as the people in Export are concerned, John Orsinger is an all-around good guy, but that doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to good people. John Orsinger of Export was driving his truck along Manor Road off William Penn Highway on July 28th, sometime after midnight. He spotted what he thought was a damsel in distress, a blonde woman standing on this embankment by Watson Chevrolet. According to the criminal complaint, that young woman, 22-year-old Heidi Isabella Corey, was visibly drunk and upset. She told Orsinger that her boyfriend had taken away her car keys and she needed a ride home. Police believe that Corey had been drinking at the Hot Rod Lounge across the road. John Orsinger offered to take Corey to her home in Delmont, but first stopped here for gas. While he was paying inside, Corey took off. Orsinger returned to find his truck's center console open and a bank bag containing cash and a check totaling $253 gone. Corey allegedly left just 3 $5 bills behind. John Orsinger, who owns the laundromat here on Kennedy Avenue, was not available for comment. Now, Heidi Corey also allegedly used John Orsinger's cell phone to make a call. State police were able to trace that call, and that's what led them to their suspect. With a live report, Mary Rob Jackson, KDKA TV News.
Mary Rob, thank you.